Hey there.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Are you feeling better?
I am. Thank you. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I'm going to the orthopedist this afternoon to find out about my knee replacement.
Oh, goodness. So are you going to have one knee replaced or two or?
Just one. The other one really is no problem. But I had my hip done a couple years ago, and now I'm getting the knee done more than likely.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, let me know.
He told me a year ago, you can do it at any time. Let me know when it starts impacting your quality of life. And we're definitely at that point. So.
Oh goodness.
I look forward to it like a hole in the head, but maybe it will be good.
Well, goodness. Well, if anything we do today irritates you because I have hurt my shoulder, I'm working from the waist down today. So there's going to be a lot of hip. We're not really using the knee much except for when we're on pigeon pose. So pigeon is what I'm working towards today.
I don't ever do pigeon. I haven't done pigeon in years.
Yeah, and I'm only doing it on a bolster. So it's a restorative pigeon just to show people how to do that. But instead of doing that, you can do it. You can lie on your back and do it. So, and actually we do reclined pigeon in the very beginning. So you can go right back to that or just rest if you want to. And then afterwards, if you want to ask me, anything that might be an alternative as well, but that's the best alternative because we're trying to stretch our hamstrings and quads. And somebody's calling. I don't know what that was.
The last time when you were doing your one where we held each pose for 3 minutes, my joints have gotten so tight. It is very sad how tight I've become. And getting into some of those poses was hard, but I just modified it and I felt so much better afterwards. So
right. So
thank
that's
you for what you're doing.
Oh, thank you for attending and for giving me feedback too. And you did the right thing because listening to your body, you just have to, really get in tune with it. And it will tell you, hey, this is too much, or hey, maybe I need a little bit more. And discomfort's different from pain, and so you really have to hone in on that. But yeah, thank you for attending. Hey, Cindy, I see you've joined us.
Hello.
Are you going to be doing yoga with us this morning? Oh, I see somebody got in the office. She's recording probably for Kendra.
Hey, that's okay. I'll be back with you in a little bit.
All right. Do you want me to get started? Because it's a little after.
Yeah, I'll just, I'll talk to you in a minute.
I know it's recording. So let me mute me. But I guess we have to mute ourselves because Kendra's not here. She usually mutes everybody. So anyway, we're going to get started and because it's recording and then Cindy will just hop in and I guess whoever else is going to come. I use my clock and I see that my clock is slow. So let me see if I can. I thought it was just we had like 5 or 10 minutes, but I see it's like 3 after 11 on my Zoom feed. So I'm like, oh no. Anyway, so let me get back here and just start. Oh goodness. I'm so happy to see you, Frances.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. I can't make a lot of them because sometimes there are other things that interfere with it, but I have thoroughly enjoyed the ones I've been to, and I've used some of the ones that have been recorded.
Yeah, well, good. Well, just do what you can. And, sometimes people hop on and they leave 10 minutes afterwards or halfway through, and it's all good. So, please don't worry about it. So before we begin, so today's class is a yin yoga class, which means we're going to be holding poses for a minimum of 3 minutes. And I'm going to use my phone as my timer. So each one will be about 3 minutes. And in class today, I want us to have a beginner's mind, which really is, think of yourself as someone who's never experienced yoga before. This might be your first class. And so everything is new to you. So approach each pose as if you've never done it before, being very mindful of how your body feels. And if something is pinching or burning or feels like it's too much, pain even, hopefully there's no pain, but if you feel that, you want to back off and just not do it at all. So in yin yoga, we focus on a scale of 1 to 10. We try to find that range right at a 4, where there's a little bit of discomfort, but we're not in pain. If it's too easy, you might want to try a little bit deeper. But just keep that in mind as we move forward today and make adjustments as you need to. Our hips are all different, our legs are all different. We're all made beautifully differently, which is a wonderful thing. So our bodies will tell us, hey, maybe this is a good idea, maybe this is not a good idea. So props. So today we do need props. It'd be great if you had a bolster. A cushion from the sofa will work very well. Blocks are also very helpful. You can use books, but this is about maybe 6 inches in depth. And I always usually I use this depth, but you can see it has 3 different levels. If you have a TheraBand, this is also really great. We're going to do some adducting, which is pulling our thighs towards one another, and then some abducting, which is pulling them away. This one is a big one, so I have to double it up. And if you don't have that, you also will need a strap. And a couple of things that work in place of a strap would be a belt. And I did have a dish rag. So I'm going to show you my dish rag because when you don't have all the props, and many people don't, if you're lying down on your mat, a dish rag, this is just a like a white cheesecloth. I hope it's not dirty. I apologize if it is. Anyway, you can flip it around and then lock it in between your foot, and you can use that as your strap. And obviously you don't have to straighten your leg ever. It's up to what your body can do, but this will give you a nice stretch in the hamstring and then the IT band when we go this way as we work forward today. So today's practice. The theme for today is new beginnings, and we're working towards a reclined pigeon pose, which is why I have this nice bolster here. If you wear glasses and you're comfortable keeping your glasses on your head, that's fine. When I'm practicing yoga, I usually take them off, but because I will be reading some, you might see me with my glasses on my head, or I might be using them to read. So the inspiration for today's theme, which is new beginnings, was the installation of our new co-minister, David Finnegan-Hosey, and also our graduates from Bon Air Christian Church. So the youth and also adults who were graduating. And I thought it was just such an uplifting time, and especially when I got our newsletter yesterday that showed so many wonderful pictures of everyone participating, and it looked like such a festive and marvelous event. So I thought new beginnings would be a great theme for today. And then in our newsletter yesterday, we also have 2 new babies, Colton Clark and Nolan Baum. So that's also reason for celebration for new beginnings. So to start our practice today, just take a few breaths here with eyes closed or maybe a soft gaze. Sitting any way that's comfortable for you, placing your palms on your knees. Finding your breath, finding a moment of stillness. The base of the spine reaching for the earth, the crown of the head reaching for the heavens, shoulders back and down, belly button knitted to the spine. Breathing in and out through the nose. And we'll begin our practice with 1 chant of Om together. We will inhale to chant and then Om. Inhaling to chant, big breath in. Palms come at heart center. Om. And follow your own breath here. Palms at heart center in Anjali Mudra, prayer offering. And we'll begin our practice with pranayama or breath work today. So this is to relax the body and to do a little bit of inward work. So palms come back to your knees, and I will cue us for this. We will breathe in for a count of 3 and breathe out for a count of 3. We'll do 3 rounds of that. Then we'll breathe in for a count of 3 and out for a count of 4, 3 rounds. And lastly, we will breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of 5. So you'll find the rhythm very quickly. So inhaling to begin. Exhale like silk through your mouth. Inhaling through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your nose. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Follow your own breath. And take a moment to become aware of new beginnings in your life. And if you were sitting cross-legged, open your eyes, bring your palms behind your back, rock on your arms, unravel your legs, bring your legs to one side. We're going to prepare to lie down on our backs. If you were on a blanket, remove your blanket. Maybe place it somewhere where you can reach it again if you need it. And make your adjustment and come on down to your side. And then slowly roll over to your back, to the middle of your mat. Bring your right knee into your chest and your left knee into your chest. Interlace your fingers. So if you have issues with your knees can go wherever you can grab them. Maybe you feel more comfortable just bringing one knee in or doing just some slight moderate movement with your knees. And this is just to release our back a little bit. So as we inhale through the chest, we expand the chest, and we exhale and release everything we can along the spine. Plant both feet on the mat, knees bent, stretch out your right leg, stretch out your left leg. Palms facing up, arms by your side. Maybe roll your shoulders by lifting your heart and rolling your shoulders behind you. While here, consider how you feel on your mat. What parts of your body are touching the mat? The heels, the calves, the glutes, the shoulder blades, the head, the back of the palm, the forearm, the elbow. And breathing in and out through your nose. Consider as you're lying here that you began as a single cell, and as an adult, you have approximately 37 trillion cells that make up your body. And on a daily basis, 2 trillion of those cells are being replaced. So 2 trillion cells are made anew every day. The skin, being the largest organ of the body, loses approximately 50 million cells a day. So of the 2 trillion, 50 million are the skin that are being produced. So we don't often think about ourselves being made anew in a biological way, but it happens without our awareness every day, every second, all day long, as mitosis takes place or cell division. And what a wondrous thing this is. And when we think about Genesis 1, where God created the heavens and the earth, and each day after he finished his creation, he looked upon it and said, "It is good." And likewise, if we can look inside deeper into our bodies and bring our awareness there, maybe we can give thanks and appreciation to these cells that are growing in us every day and multiplying, renewing and refurbishing our life. So bending both knees, placing both feet on your mat. Bring maybe a little windshield wiping motion to the right and to the left. We're going to begin our first pose, which is reclined pigeon. And for this, you can use a block. And I'll just go through a few demonstrations. Pushing into your heels, you lift up your hips and you place the block underneath the sacrum. And we'll be stretching out one leg and bringing the other leg in towards the chest. If you need help to bring your leg in toward your chest, you can also use a strap. And that way you can hold it, but you don't have to bring it in, and it doesn't put so much strain on your arms. The other thing, and I like this even better because I find it a little more restorative, is to use my bolster. And you can use a cushion from your sofa, something that does have a little bit of a sturdy pattern, a little bit of a sturdy pillow to it. And again, you place that underneath your sacrum. Extend one leg and then the other. See how that feels. If there's any pinching, then you want to keep maybe both legs bent. As you inhale, exhale, bring your right knee in toward your chest. We're trying to stretch out the quad in our left leg, so we want to flex our foot. Just to find a deep stretch first, and then relax the foot. So as you're breathing in and out through the nose, we're here for 3 minutes. If it's too much pinching, you need neither a bolster or a block. So only use what you need. It's not too much for you. So we're here 3 minutes. During this time, I'd like us to contemplate a quote by Joseph Campbell. We must be willing to get rid of the life we planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. The old skin has to be shed before the new one can come. Breathing in and out through the nose, shoulders on the mat, relaxing the jaw, Relaxing the neck. And as we exhale, letting go of anything we've planned to prepare for something else that is waiting for us. The old skin must be shed before the new skin can come. Letting everything go on your exhale. Continuing to bring gratitude and love to every cell of the body. And preparing to release this pose, inhale, center, bend your left knee and place your left foot on the mat. Allow your right knee to lower and bring your right foot to the mat. Relax here for just a few breaths. And going to the other side, inhale, center. Bring your left knee in toward your chest and stretch out your right leg, extending as far as you can, flexing the foot and then releasing the foot. And we're here for 3 minutes. Shoulders on the mat, head is heavy on the mat. As your tendons and ligaments let go, really relaxing into the pose. And while here, let's contemplate a quote from C.S. Lewis. Getting over a painful experience is much like crossing monkey bars. You have to let go at some point in order to move forward. So not to say that all endings are painful, but it sure seems that way. But if you've completed something that you're very proud of, it's not necessarily a painful moment. It may be bittersweet. And yet you still must let go of it in order to move forward. Stow it away as a memory. And a memory that had a lesson to teach you. And continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. Releasing all tension on the exhale. releasing all expectation on the exhale. And as you inhale, bring fresh nutrients and love and energy into your body. Relaxing your jaw. Relaxing the muscles of the abdomen, the shoulders, the neck. Wherever you feel tension or stress, let it go. And preparing to come out of the pose. Inhale, center. Exhale, release the left knee. The left foot comes to the mat. The right foot comes to the mat with your knee bent. Rest here for just a few breaths. If it feels good to you, maybe windshield wash one way or the other. If you don't have a block or a bolster. If you have a block or a bolster, prepare to remove them. Inhale and center. Exhale, push into the heels of your feet, slowly lifting up into bridge pose. Remove your bolster or your block and set it off to the side. Extend your right leg and then extend your left leg. Both arms come up overhead, reaching opposite sides of the mat. Give yourself a good stretch. Bring your right foot to the mat, left foot back to the mat. Arms come back down by your side. Right knee comes in, left knee comes into the chest. And let's cradle, rocking back and forth just a few times to release the pose. Feet coming to the floor. If you have a bolster, if you have a block, this is where you'll need it, but you don't necessarily have to have a block. So I placed my block. We're going to do a little bit of adduct work, which means we're bringing our thighs together. And you can do that with some tension, but it's much more difficult. And I think you don't get the same effect unless you're squeezing something between your knees. So place your block closer to where your knee is, a little bit below it, wherever it's comfortable for you. And on the inhale, we're preparing. On the exhale, we're lifting up slowly into our bridge, squeezing into the glutes and squeezing onto that block. We're going to hold it up for 5, 4, squeeze, 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 2, 1, inhale, center, squeezing. And as you exhale, slowly come back down to the mat. We'll do this one more time. Nice deep breath in and out through the nose. Preparing to do bridge a second time, inhaling through the nose. Exhale, push into your feet, push into your block with both thighs. Squeeze your glutes, lifting as high as you would like, holding for 5. Squeeze as hard as you can. 3, continue squeezing, glutes are tight. 2, continue squeezing. 1, inhale, center, squeeze, 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 and slowly release, coming back down. Give your spine time to adjust. Grab your block. If you had it placed between your knees, put it off to the side. So our next exercise is to strengthen legs as well, which you do need for any leg pose. So we're going to do a little bit of resistance. So I'll show you how you can do it first without using any props. So inhale, center. You're going to bring both knees up at a 90-degree angle. Place your palms against the outside of your knees, so not right on your knees, but maybe a little lower on the thigh. Inhale, center. As you exhale, you're pushing into your legs and your legs are pushing out. So you're creating some resistance. You can do this with a, what is this called? A TheraBand, thank you very much. A TheraBand, or you can use your strap. So I'm going to use the TheraBand. This is actually a large one. And I'm going to place it rather than at my thighs because of the size that it is on my shins. So you notice when you're here, just holding position, you're also doing some abdominal work. So it's core work as well. So we're at center, inhaling. As we exhale, we're going to push out as far as we can. So creating that resistance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back to center. And as we're pushing or abducting away from the body, we're also engaging our core. So your core should also be tight. So inhaling, center. Exhale, push out. 5, 4, core is tight. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Last one, inhale, center. Exhale, push out. Engage core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, center. Come back. Release your strap. Release your TheraBands. And bring both feet to the floor. You might walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat and just lean your knees in towards one another. If that's uncomfortable for you, maybe stretch your legs out. That was a lot of leg work. So just stretch them out and see how they feel on the mat. It demands a lot of energy to do that. So sometimes it's good just to see what that feels like as it's releasing all of that energy from the work that's done. So our next pose, and we are here for 3 minutes, will be a pose to strengthen on our hamstring. So if you have a strap, you can loop your strap around your foot. Left leg will be bent. Left knee is bent, left foot is on the mat. You can hold your strap. You can have bent knee. You can bring it in closer to you. If it's too much tension for you and you want to feel the hamstring, but you don't want to hurt your knee, just bend your knee. You can also use your right hand under the thigh. So we don't want to put any stress, unnecessary stress here if you have an injury or surgery, or you really need to be careful. Then I would say don't do it at all. So one way to use your strap and not use your hands to hold your leg is to put the strap over your shoulder of the same leg that's up in the air. And then you roll over. The rest of the strap is under your left hip. So right foot, strap comes over the right shoulder, underneath the body, and your left hip is holding your strap down. So now you don't need to use your arms to hold it. So you can completely relax with both shoulders on the ground. Heel should be facing up to the ceiling. You can stay here with your left leg bent, or you can straighten out your left leg. That is too much for me today. So I'm just going to stay right here for 3 minutes. Starting now, breathing in and out through the nose. So considering new beginnings, as we rest but feel the tension in this pose, let us consider the words of 2 Corinthians 5:17, King James Version. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. So as our body is daily regenerating itself, so too is our spirit when we are aware and when we are seeking. We too are made new daily. So breathing in and out through the nose, allowing tension to release, expectation to release, allowing the old you to drift away so that the new can appear. Preparing to come out of the pose, inhale, center, grab your strap or whatever you had, holding your right foot or your right leg. Release the strap, bend your right knee slightly, and remove your strap, but keep it in your hand. Inhale, center, allow your right leg to move over across your body as far as you can with both hips remaining on the floor, pushing into the mat. So this can just be a slight millimeter or a 1/16 of an inch movement. We'll hold here for just a few breaths. This is for your IT band. I can really feel mine burn when I do this. 3 more breaths. If it's too intense, back it off. Inhale, come back to center. Slowly allow your right leg to move back. Reach up and remove your strap from your foot or whatever you had there. Gently and slowly bend your right knee, bringing your foot to the mat. We're going to go directly to the other side. So inhale, center, bring your left knee toward your chest. Reach up and place the strap on your left foot. Left strap goes over the left shoulder and underneath the body. Mine is bent. There we go. Underneath the body, where it will come to rest underneath the right hip. You might need to make several adjustments. It doesn't always look smooth and pretty, and that's okay. So find where your edge is, where you would like to be. If you want to straighten out your right leg, you can. My left leg feels very different from my right, so you might want to stretch out your right leg, or perhaps not. So decide where you want to be, where your edge is for you. Maybe you need a deeper bend in this leg than you needed on the other side. Allow yourself that luxury. This is about stretching the ligaments and the tendons, creating space and stability and strength in your body. While here, breathing in and out through the nose. Let's consider this quote by Martin Luther King. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. So new beginnings can be frightening. New beginnings in faith. New beginnings in a job. New beginnings in relationships. Take the first step in faith. You don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Breathing in and out through the nose. Shed that skin that you don't need. Let go of everything that stands in your way of having a new beginning. Preparing to come out of the pose and stretch the IT band. If your right leg is bent and your foot is on the floor, stretch out your right leg. Grab the strap with your right hand, and you can with your left hand too, but you don't need to. Inhale, center. As you exhale, allow your left leg to move slowly towards the center of your body. Continue to bring the heel towards the ceiling. We're here for just a few breaths. And this can be very intense. If it's overwhelming or pinching or burning, back off. Both hips should be on the mat. Both shoulder blades should be on the mat. 2 more breaths here, in and out through the nose. Inhale, center. Allow your left leg to go back towards the left side, crossing back over your body. Bend your right knee, place your right foot on the mat. Lift up, remove the strap from your foot. Slowly allow your knee to bend and your left leg to come down to the mat. Place both arms by your side, palms up. And just feel the sensations in your body, becoming aware of the different sides, becoming aware of the energy that you just created. Imagine those new cells that are being created in your body just dancing around for joy, because you've just given them so much more oxygen and so much more energy through movement and through mindful breathing. And coming into our peak pose, roll over to one side or the other. We're going to push up. So coming up to seated. Today is a restorative pigeon pose. So you can do pigeon pose without a bolster or without numerous blankets. If you want to be higher, you can always add blankets to the top of your bolster. I'm just going to use the bolster at the moment. And also you'll want to have your blocks close by so that you can come down on your blocks. So restorative allows you to maybe get a little bit deeper, but also just enjoy the pose a little bit more. I love using props. They help me tremendously. So I'm going to show you how. There's several ways you can do this. And normally we would be an upward dog. And then we bring our knee to our nose and lower our left leg. But because we're going to use a bolster and we're doing very slow movements today, I walk my knees up to my bolster, maybe not quite the top, but close. And then I lift my left leg up and just slide myself on my bolster. So you can see I've got pretty much my left side of my left leg is parallel with my bolster or the side of my mat. That will change. My right leg will be extended all the way back. So many times people think pigeon pose, you have to have this left foot way up in the front, parallel to the front mat. And if you can do that, go ahead, that's great. I can't do that, even when I'm on the bolster. So what you want to do is make sure that your hips are facing forward. You don't have one hip leaning over this way and one behind you. So see if you can get yourself into pigeon pose. You might stay up high, in which case there's a very slight back bend in your body, or you can lower yourself down onto both arms and just relax into it. So you're getting a very deep stretch here in the hip socket and in the side of the leg. And it actually feels very good. It can feel too intense sometimes when we are not on a bolster. So while here, if you walked yourself down, you can lower your head, really relax, find your edge, and consider Meister Tolkart's quote, "Be willing to be a beginner every single morning." And we'll be here for 3 minutes before moving to the other side. Make any adjustments you need to. So once you are in a yin pose, you are supposed to stay in that pose without wiggling or moving for the determined amount of time. However, if something doesn't feel right, your body's telling you it's a little too much, maybe move or shift something. Or maybe don't even do it at all. Or maybe just back out of it and go into child's pose because you've done enough for today. And if being on your knees is uncomfortable, then you go into reclined child's pose, which we call cradle, where you cradle your legs. And you rock gently back and forth, breathing in and out through your nose. So I love this quote, "Be willing to be a beginner every single morning," because it brings me to a child's mind. And there are many other quotes that do that as well. If I'm conscious, if I'm aware of, I want to see the world through new eyes today. How can I do that? And the way I can do that is to just think, I'm going to act as if or move through as if everything is a wonder. Everything is amazing. Because it is. It actually is. We just forget to look. And we forget to be grateful. So resting into this pose, you'll really feel the deep stretch or pressure. In yin, we call it the stress that the tendon or ligament is experiencing. I don't like the word stress because we think it's a negative thing, but it's actually in yin, it's a good thing. Making sure your hips are still facing forward. As you relax into the pose, you might shift one hip over to one side. With every exhale, really relaxing and letting go. Preparing to come out of this pose. If you were on a block, place your palms on your mat. Slowly allow yourself to lift straight up. Bring both hands back down on the mat. Right knee swings forward. So you're bringing both knees back up together. So you can scoot yourself off your mat gently. And then bring both big toes together and go into child's pose for just a moment. And this is a rebound pose. It's just to give your body time to adjust, but also to really become aware of the sensation that you have just created. So as you inhale, plant your palms into your mat, catwalk your way back up. This time we're going to switch sides. So you have to make an adjustment with your bolster if you have your bolster. I'm just placing mine on the other side. I'm walking my knees up towards my bolster, lifting my right leg, placing it down. Left leg stretches out behind me. I can leave my right foot where it is. I can move it forward if I want a very, very deep position. It's too much for me, so I'm not going to do that. But I'll place my foot where it is comfortable for me and where my hips can still be facing forward. So inhale, center once you have found your position. And then slowly allow your hands to come forward on the mat and maybe your head to come down on a block, your chin to come down. If you need to scoot up a little more, do that. Find what works for you. And consider this quote by Buddha. There are two mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way and not ever starting. So with every exhale, release and let go any tension, any stress, any thought that keeps revisiting you and maybe wears you down. Just let it go. Begin each moment anew. Breathing in and out through the nose, really relaxing into the pose. Relaxing your neck and your belly. As we prepare to come out of the pose, if you are on a block, begin lifting yourself up, or if you are not on a block, plant your hands or your palms on your mat. Slowly lift up. Inhale, center. As you exhale, allow yourself to come a little bit on your right hip. Swing your left knee up to meet your right, and then scoot yourself off of your bolster, gently placing both knees on the mat. Big toes come together, slowly come down into child's pose. Resting your head on the mat, feeling the sensations you created on the right side of your body. To prepare for Savasana, gently place your palms on your mat, catwalk your way back to seated. If you had your props on your mat, move them off to the side. You will have 2 minutes in Shavasana. So I don't know how you were seated, but I was on my heels. So I'm going to bring my hips over to the side, straighten out my legs, scoot down on the mat, go back on my hip again, and slowly walk down to the mat. So if you are in the habit of quickly just rolling yourself down, try to be mindful of how you do get down onto your mat. It will serve you well over time. Slowly roll over onto your back. And your head is engaging the mat, your shoulders, the backs of the arms, the elbows, the palms, the glutes, the back of the calf, the heel. With eyes closed, breathing in and out through the nose. And take a moment here to give thanks. Thanks to your body for the renewal of life every day without your even awareness of it. Excuse me, without your even being aware of it. And we'll have 2 minutes in Shavasana. And the last quote is John 3:3. Truly, truly, I tell you, no one can see the kingdom of God unless he is born anew. So for 2 minutes with eyes closed, breathing in and out through the nose. Begin wiggling your fingers and your toes. Make circles with your wrists and your ankles one way, and then the other way. Reach your arms overhead to stretch opposite sides of the body. And when you're ready, roll over to one side or the other, placing your palm on the mat, pushing into the mat, and come up to seated. So finding your comfortable seat, bring your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Thank you for this practice today, for joining me. I hope that it's been helpful to you. I pray for new beginnings every moment of every day. I pray for your health, your well-being, and give gratitude and praise. The light in me honors and loves the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I don't know if you could hear all the noise happening outside of my window. I think some car is having a new beginning or an old disaster. I'm not sure, but I hope it was not too disturbing for you. And anyway, have a wonderful day. Keep me updated, please, on any questions you have or concerns you have or health issues. And it's great to see you. Francis, it's great to see you again. I can't see you right now, but I can see your leg and your toes.
I'm here.
I can see your leg and your toes.
There.
Anyway, I hope this practice was okay for your knees. I know that there were moments where it could be quite intense. So even for me,
it felt good. I relaxed during the second set of pigeons, but
yeah. Good. Okay. Well, take care and keep me posted what happens, what the doctor says, and how soon you'll have your surgery. I'm sure we'll hear in the bulletin. So
I will do. And thank you. And I hope your shoulder continues to do better.
Thank you. It's getting better. I think next week we'll probably have to still be like from the waist down. And then after that, I'm hoping I can start like with a flow again, so that I'm strong enough to start putting a little bit of pressure on it. It seems to be so much better, but it was so painful. I couldn't like lift my arm, and I don't know what I did, but it's just life.
Yep.
It's just the aging process. And one morning you wake up and you go, well, what's that? So it's crazy.
I understand, believe me.
It's part of the new beginning, right? It's like getting old is a new beginning.
I'm going to figure out how to watch the recording, because today was too crazy in my office.
I know you disappeared, but that's okay. Today got crazy here too. We had some machinery going nuts outside at the very end. So could you hear that, Francis? Was that really loud?
No, I did not hear a thing, but I have an air conditioning unit in the background. We actually have a man inside the house doing a little rehab work in our upstairs. So I could not be in the house. So I'm in the floor in Joe's office. And he walked in toward the end, and I was going, go away. I'm glad you weren't aware of all that.
Yeah, no, I was clueless. I can't hear it or see it. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Let me
have a mental health moment. Did you record something for?
I did, and I sent the link to Kendra.
Can you send it to me?
Yeah.
She's out of town.
So I have to send it through Dropbox because it's like a 10-minute, it was 10 minutes. So if it's too long, I can try to pare it down. So you want me to just send it to you and have you take a look at it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Is 10 minits okay? I mean, she said like 3 minutes, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do like 3 minutes to talk about stress. I don't know. That's a heavy topic.
It is.
Sure is.
Anyway, okay, well, I'll send it to you. You take a look at it. And if you want me to just do maybe breathing exercises without talking about, things to look, what is stress and what to look for, and then, how I manage it or how I teach people to manage it. I can't say I manage it well. Let me just say that. I try.
All right. Yeah, send it on and I'll take a look at it.
All right, have a
Linda?
great day, you guys.
Can
Okay,
you
bye-bye,
send
Linda.
out the quotes that you use? I would love to have some of those quotes to think about during the week. I always
Yeah.
think I'm going to remember them and then I don't. So,
You know, I thought about when I send it into Kendra, if I have the foresight, I'll try to send it out before we even do it, because I think that might be helpful. So, but yeah, I'll write it out, and then maybe she can share it on with the recording. I don't know.
that would be great.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.